the top 3 mistakes to avoid in your healing journey. The top 3 mistakes. Now, there's a lot of things that we can do that would be would say it's a mistake or say it's something that's going to really prolong our recovery. But here is the top 3 mistakes that I ask my clients to really avoid as I'm meeting with them. Is what are some things that you need to make sure that you're not doing whenever you are recovering, or maybe whenever you're just feeling super depressed, you're feeling really down, you're not sure what's happening. Here are the top 3 mistakes to avoid. So the first mistake is to rush the healing process. I think sometimes there are times when people feel so rushed to just feel better, so rushed to get out of the rut they're in. They're so rushed to get back to the way that they did feel. And an encouragement with that, whenever you are in the healing process, you don't want to go back to the way that you were. You want to be a better and new version of yourself. So whenever you're feeling rushed to heal, or rushed to get out of the slump, or rushed to stop the addiction, I want you to think about slowing down that process. It's going to take time. It's going to take time for you to feel a new and better way, for you to be able to process emotions and to process things that you have been going through. That's why so many of that's why when I'm coaching my clients, I do a 90-day program. It's for 90 days. And some people will make it the 90 days. Some people don't make it the 90 days. And then I'm just letting you know, those that have made it the 90 days, just 3 months, 3 months, man, they are showing so many signs of being healed and so many signs of feeling better. Yes, Jenny Hudson is on here. Oh my gosh, it's good to see you on here. Just like rehabbing a physical injury. Yes, 100%. That is so true. Because if we rush the process, just like rushing the process of a broken bone, just like rushing the process of being sick, when we rush the process of our mental health and we don't really deal with the things that we need to deal with, then it's not really going to last. So let's not rush the process. Let's take our time. And then maybe you have a family member and they're like, man, you're just like, you got to get better. You need to feel better. And you're really pushing them to heal. Well, don't push them. Allow them some space. Allow them some time to heal. Allow them the opportunity to allow their emotions to rest. And so the top 3 mistakes, that was mistake number 1, is rushing the healing process. Let's be patient. I know that in 2024, everything is so fast and all the things and blah, blah, blah. But one thing we can't rush is our mental health and our healing process. It takes time. So the second mistake is isolating yourself. Man, it's so easy to isolate. It's so easy to really just stare at your phone all day long. It's so easy to withdraw from those that love you. And isolation can truly hinder your healing process. And I want you to know, isolation is dangerous, because you get into a space where you're like, man, I'm all by myself. I'm all alone. And you know what? No one cares about me. And you just kind of start staying in that space of feeling like no one cares, like no one loves you, like you're all alone. And the truth is, you're not alone. But sometimes we put ourselves in positions to where we feel better when we are alone. And I'm not saying it's bad to want to be alone. Those are good things. I mean, that's how I recharge. I recharge by being alone. I don't run in groups. I like to run physically, like run by myself. It's a way that I recharge. It's very fun for me. It's recharging. But I think sometimes we miss the idea of being around people because we think we're so messed up. Remember, these are the top 3 mistakes that we make, is we think that we're so messed up and we're so sad and we're so down, or we're so jacked up, or we're so behind, or we're not like everybody else. And so what do? We feel alone and we go by ourselves. But here's what I want you to know. There's more people out there that identify and see and that know how do I say this? There's more people out there that are struggling than you ever really think. And I know you're like, Michael, why are you smiling about that? Because it's true. There are people that are struggling. And whenever we can realize that we're not alone in our struggle, even by telling just a few friends, man, I'm struggling today. I'm having a hard day today. You get away from the isolation and you start to live in freedom. But the enemy, who is very real, doesn't want us to share those things. The enemy doesn't want us to be in community. The enemy doesn't want us walking in the doors of churches. The enemy doesn't want us to do those things. Why? Because it's a W, because it's a win for us, because that's how we heal, is by being in community. And so a huge mistake and a huge an easy thing to do when you're feeling all alone in you're feeling sad and depressed is to isolate. Man, I did it. Whenever I was in my deepest, darkest sadness, I isolated like crazy. And I didn't want to be around anybody. And it felt kind of nice, but it was super unhealthy. And I just kept going deeper, darker into a hole. And so community is valuable for the healing process. And one thing with that community is something that I am starting, and I'm letting you know about it right now. It is called the Circle of Hope community. And I want you to know about the Circle of Hope community because isolation is such a big deal that uh, I wanted to do something about it. I want to make sure that people don't feel alone and that people don't feel like they have nobody that they can talk to. And so I am starting this Circle of Hope community. And here it is. So this community is a private community where you can join the community and you see all the different stuff on here. But I want to show you the feed. So right now, this is very similar to Facebook. But the bonus part of this is it's not Facebook, meaning when you join this community, you are going to be able to be focused in on this community of other people raising their hands saying, man, today is a great day. How about you? Or today is a tough day. And it's going to be amazing. So you see right here, there's a few people already in here, just kind of doing an introduction. And in this community that I'm inviting you to, there's challenges, different challenges. Like one of the challenges to be completed by June 7th is goal setting. It's time to set some goals. And so that's a challenge. There's also monthly coaching sessions where you will get coaching by me. And this is going to be super, super awesome. Because this right here, this group coaching is what I experienced, which was massive to my healing, was being in a group of people that were willing to say, man, I'm struggling. And I was like, what? There are people just like me who feel the same way I do. And that's what I am going to, that's what I'm going to create, is a group coaching place for you. And if you would like to be a part of this, man, I want you to jump in it. You can go you can go right now into the description of wherever you're watching this, and you can click that and you can click the link there. And man, it's legit. Here, I'm gonna put the link out there for you as well so that you can jump in it. I have not announced this until right now. I've told some of my friends to go ahead and get in it. And so here you go. Here comes the link to join it. And you have 7 days for free, 7 days free to get into the community. If you like it, you can keep going. If you don't, you can jump out. But I encourage you. And here's the deal. I'm starting with 10 people. 10 people are going to be in this community. And once these 10 people get in for the ultimate low price of $14 a month, or they can pay $99 a year. Once those 10 spots are done, then I'm going to lock it up and I'm going to raise the price. So I want to encourage you right now. For those of you that are watching this, get in right now and just check it out for 7 days. Check it out for 7 days. Be a part of the live coaching call with me and watch how you being a part of a community of like-minded people will totally help you big time. It's called the Circle of Hope. Why do I call it the Circle of Hope? Because it's a circle of hope. It's a circle of people just like you and me that are going to be in this community. And so, man, I encourage you, get into that community. Rachel Witten, good to see you on here. I'm loving it. Good to see you guys here as well. Matthew, Jacob Ryan, good to see you. El Salvador, y'all. So let's keep going and let's go to mistake number 3 is ignoring your spiritual health. Man, when we ignore our spiritual health, it creates so much separation between us and the Lord. And when we ignore it and we just focus on our physical health, we just focus on our mental health, it leaves a huge gap in the healing process. And here's what that means. Here's what I'm talking about. Sometimes whenever we're hurting, we want to go to counseling and we go to counseling, or we start taking medication, or we start doing all these things. And those are really good things. Or we're like, you know what, I'm going to start running, or I'm going to start working out, or I'm going to start doing these really good things. So you're focusing on your mental health, you're focusing on your physical health, and you're like, man, I still kind of feel the way I have been feeling. I'm still kind of feeling down. I'm still experiencing these traumatic events in my head like they just happened yesterday. And here's what I want you to know. When I allowed the Holy Spirit into my process, my healing journey exploded. It exploded. You're like, Michael, well, you should have been doing that from the beginning. And you're exactly right. But I didn't. I was going to therapy. I was on medication. I was going on walks. I was running, but I had not allowed the Holy Spirit into my process. When you allow the Holy Spirit into your healing process, the Holy Spirit does what he does, which is starts to heal the broken parts of our lives. And so how do we do that? How do we allow the Holy Spirit into our process? Well, how do we do it? Is, man, you get in the Word. You get in the Word every single day. And if you need a devotional, I've written a 90-day devotional. If you need that, man, reach out to me and say, man, I need that 90-day devotional. How else do we allow the Holy Spirit into our process? Man, we connect with others that are believers. We connect with others who are a little further along than you and ask them for help in growing in your walk. Well, what does that do? Well, here's what it does. When you can reach out to other people who are a little bit further along in their walk than you, and you can let them know, man, I'm struggling with some things, and I see that you're a little different because you love the Lord, and I'm seeing that. When you do that and you reach out to somebody, man, the enemy's like, no. And typically that person can say, yeah, I would love to help you out. And if you don't know anybody that would be willing to help you out in that, man, I would love to walk with you. I would love to help you grow in your walk with the Lord. That's what I do. I love helping people with that. That's in my coaching. I'm not just a Christian life coach helping people get better in their life. No, I actually, we walk through the Bible together. I mean, we're going to break down some verses together. So I encourage you, find somebody who's a little bit further along than you in your journey and say, man, can you help disciple me? I feel like I do that all the time when I meet with my clients. I'm truly discipling people. And it's so amazing to do that. You're like, man, where do I find that person? Man, I encourage you, go check out a church. Go to a church this Sunday, or call them, reach out to them, or go in the doors right now. They're waiting for you. Go in those doors and say, man, I need to talk to somebody. I got to talk to somebody because I'm struggling. And they're going to help you out. They are going to reach out to you. They're going to be there for you. That's what they do. That's what they do. And so I encourage you to do that. I encourage you, reach out to somebody who is a little bit further along than you and say, man, will you help me grow in my walk? Because I'm telling you, once you allow the Holy Spirit to help you in your healing process, it is a game changer. So let's go through these again. The top 3 mistakes to avoid in your healing journey. The first one, rushing the process. Don't rush the process. The second one, isolating yourself. When we rush the process, massive slowdown to our recovery. Then we isolate ourselves. That doesn't make it any better because we start to feel alone. Get into a community. I've created a community called the Circle of Hope. You can go to nextstepcoach.org/COH and be a part of that community. The third mistake is ignoring our spiritual health. And I would say that's really the first. I would say that when we do ignore our spiritual health, everything else just gets bigger and bigger. Don't ignore your spiritual health. I want to encourage you right now. If I can do anything for you, I am a certified life coach. I'm willing to help you in whatever way that is. Are you feeling stuck? You're feeling unmotivated. You're feeling like you can't make it anymore. You're feeling like, I don't know what to do. I want to change my career. I have all these things. Man, reach out to me. I would love to help you. You can send me a message. You can send me a DM. You can email me at michael@nextstepcoach.org. How can I serve you? You're not alone. You're not alone. And I know you may feel like you're alone, but man, you are not alone. I want to thank you so much.